What's up, superstars? On today's video, I'm going to be sharing a gem with you guys. I'm going to be dropping a secret tool that I just found. It's an AI generated tool and you don't want to miss this, so you want to watch to the end of the video. Now, what does this tool do? This tool cleans up low quality images and turns them into a vector. Now, is this process perfect? No, it's not. So you want to make sure that you are looking and reviewing your artwork before you actually submit it to us. But most of the time, it will work for what you're trying to do. But again, it is not perfect, so you make sure you do your due diligence, review the files before submitting it to us. I cannot believe I'm sharing this with you guys. It is such a great tool. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing. I'm actually going to be working on two different files because I'm going to show you one case that it works for us, and the second case, it may not work for what you're trying to do, and we'll have a whole nother video on how to actually fix that messed up graphic. So let's go ahead and take a look and dive into what we're trying to do today. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to open up my Photoshop tool. I'm going to be using this sample graphic here. So this is a sample of a submission that we may be getting. And again, some people are just limited with the certain type of artwork that they have, and they're just not able to get a better artwork. Especially in this case, this is actually a JPEG image. So right off the bat, it is not transparent. Secondly, it is not a vector image. As I'm zooming in just ever so slightly, I can see there's a lot of pixelation in the image. There's leftover artifacts here, blemishes here. There's a very visible line that runs across the image here. And overall, guys, this is just not a good looking graphic. If we were to make this transparent and print this one as is, it's going to be very pixelated, especially being only at a 6.2 inch by 6.7 inch with a 72 resolution. It is not going to be a good looking graphic. And what will we do in this scenario? We would advise you guys to vector the artwork. Now, with that said, to vector this artwork, it would take a lot of work. We would have to hand trace this artwork, color match, and also find the correct font in order to replicate and duplicate this image. So a lot of work, guys. But what I'm going to share with you guys is a game-changing tool. I'm going to show you guys what we are talking about. This tool that we have here is called vectorize.ai. It is free. So let's take a look at what's going to happen when I load up this graphic. Guys, you're about to see some magic. Look, this is what we submitted on the left. This is what we get on the right. Again, this is not perfect. Look at the details here. It is not perfect. It is not very clear on the mock-up. And so it doesn't know exactly how to create those lines. So again, it is not perfect. You see some inconsistencies in the prints, but overall it is very sharp. It's going to get you a much sharper and better graphic, but it is just not perfect. Even the edges, they were cropped out. That's where they got this snake image from. So we would have to fix this line in order to get it fixed. This line here is also inconsistent. I would probably smoothen this out as well. But mostly, I'm seeing the inconsistency in the prints right here. But overall, it looks pretty good, guys. You know, what do you think? I think it's such a game changer. For it to do about 90% of the job, that is great. So let's go ahead and download this image. I'm going to keep it at the SVG export. And I'm just going to go ahead and download the image. And let's go ahead and open this in Illustrator so that we can take a look at this. So sorry, let me close this window. And then let me go ahead and open it up again so we'll get a fresh start into what we're doing. All right, this is the graphic. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight everything. I'm going to pull it out of here, the artboard, so that I can click on this white space, delete the white space, and this is what I'm left with. So right away, this is almost printable, but there are some little discrepancies in the print. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and delete the white space. Since it's already a vector, I can literally just click on the cells, the artwork cells. Oops. Control Z. I'm going to delete that. Zoom in. I just want to delete the white. Leave that white. And then let's go ahead and zoom here. I'm doing the same thing. Delete and delete. And then let's take a look at the actual artwork. So slight discrepancies here. If you don't want to do any major changes, if you don't know any artwork at all, you can simply just go ahead and take the eyedropper tool. Let's go ahead and check what this is real quick. I'm going to go ahead and double click this. I'm just going to copy this code that's on the bottom right here. And then let's say I'm going to come here and change the code. I'll click on here, go to the color, paste that, boom. Hold on, let's try that again. Let's go ahead and go to this cell, change color, paste the code, and boom, there you go. I just changed the color to match. So let's go ahead and change that color right there. Paste it, change that gray to red, and there you go. I went ahead and changed it. This is, again, not the professional way of doing things, but it is a quick and easy way to get this done and get this fixed. So the next thing I see is also there's a little area right here that is gray instead of black. Let's go ahead and take a look at why it did that. So let's go ahead and just open up the Photoshop. And okay, so it did that because there's a little bit of a discrepancy. There's a little bit of a artifact that's left over from the bad graphic. So that's why it created that space. I'm just gonna go ahead and click it. And then let's go ahead and change the color. And it is 000 all around for black. Oops, let's try that again. There you go, black. So now it's all black. There you go, guys. So this graphic is technically printable. I can highlight this, I can resize it to any shape and form that I want. For example, 11 inches. Oops, I want to keep it locked. There you go. And let's go ahead and change it to, let's say, like 11 inches. I want to expand it. And since it's a vector graphic, let me pull this aside right here. It is still sharp. It still retains everything nice and good. Now there is sometimes a little bit of a gray stroke that's left around that you may not be able to do anything about. But guys, this has done like 90% of the job. It is pretty solid to me. Little things that can be fixed is making this line apparent and making this line straighter. But for the most part, it's going to be sharper than what you're going to get. So if you need a budget-friendly way to vectorize somebody's graphic to at least get 90% of the job done, this might be a solution for you. So next thing I'm going to show you is a different type of artwork. I'm going to go ahead and show you it the same way. Let's go ahead and see what happens when I pull this up into Photoshop. I'm going to zoom in. Let's take a look at what I'm working with. So this is a low quality image. Let's go and see what the specs are that I'm working with. It's a 9:13, so it's a decent size, but it's only at 72 resolution. So that's very low. We love to print on 300 resolution, but that's not always the case of the artwork that we're getting. So this is a clear example of something that is a low quality artwork. As soon as I'm zooming in, I start to see the pixels. The lines are very inconsistent. There's some dots right here. There's some little light gradients effect right here. A little bump right here. It's not even straight. There's a lot of darkness and some dark shadow gradients right here. And again, really apparent with some drop shadows right here and right here in this corner. So what I would do here is I would try to use the vectorizing tool. And let's see what it's going to be able to do for us. It doesn't always work, and I'm going to show you why. So in a perfect world, you would vectorize this or run this program here, and it would fix what we're trying to do. But it is not apparent that it's going to fix it completely. You have some edges like this. You have some curvature. But for the most part, it's pretty good. Let's see what else is inconsistent. So that would have to be deleted. And now if you're looking at this, it's not also very straight because it's taking the left part and it's doing its best that it can to create a vector. But it is still not sharp, it is still not perfect. Here's also another area of some gradient that's left over because of some inconsistencies in colors. So this is not going to print perfectly either. There is some work that needs to be done. This is not perfect, but for the most part, it gets the job done and it fixes a majority of the issue. But if you have a very particular customer that really wants to work on this and get it fixed up, you still need to vectorize, you still need to draw this by hand and do some fixing to it. But this at least gets you a good head start. So what I'm going to show you next is I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to actually fix this by hand. So if you've gotten to this point already and you want to fix this by hand, I'm actually going to show you step by step on what it takes to vectorize and clean this up. That's why, guys, when you're ordering your artwork from us, your artwork services from us, we take pride in doing your artwork, so we have to fix all these by hand. This doesn't fly with us. We don't just submit it here and get it going. We actually have to do some work in order to fix it and then make it perfect for you guys. And if you guys have any other questions after you guys watch the video, make sure you guys leave a comment below. You guys will thank me later after you guys start using this tool. It's going to save you so much. But again, guys, you need to make sure you're doing your due diligence and make sure that you guys are reviewing the files before you're actually submitting it to us, because we are not going to be responsible for any of the artwork that you're submitting that has some blemishes like this that was done by this tool. But it's going to get you ahead of the game. It's going to get you so much away from the competition, because you guys are going to have a better set of graphics to begin with. Let's go ahead and get it done. I'll show you how we get this done step by step. Let's go.
Begin by using the vector eraser tool to decorate your image. Notice the rounded edges on the image. Understand that these edges need manual cleaning. Pay attention to white edges and color variations due to the image's low quality. Click on each colorized item. Manually change the fields of these items. Use the color picker tool to select the correct image colors. Check the edges that have been repaired. Start manually adjusting each edge. Be patient, as this process can be time-consuming. Delete any unnecessary or excess edges. If you delete certain areas, some parts of the image might appear empty. Use the color click tool to fill these areas. Adjust the colors as needed. Use the Move tool to straighten the lines and edges of the image. Trace the edges of each image element manually. Aim to reduce wrinkles around the image. Match the inside feel of the image with the outside outline. Adjust any imperfect edges by moving anchor points. Remember, the quality of the original artwork will determine the amount of cleanup required. Use the Smooth tool to help clean up the edges. Delete any elements underneath that are not needed. Depending on the artwork, choose between the Pen tool and the Smooth tool. Trace the entire image, focusing first on the outside edges. Adjust any edges that aren't aligning properly. Address any rugged inner edges. Look for any edges in the outer area that still need fixing. Confirm once all edges are fixed. Continue using the Smooth tool to refine the image. Address any lines in the image that don't align. Use the Pencil tool to manually trace and cover any holes. Drag anchor points to ensure all gaps are covered. Add strokes to the image to identify any gaps. Expand these strokes so they become shapes. Use the smooth tool to fix areas with gaps. Adjust any remaining rough edges. Once all adjustments are made, review the image for any missed edges. Notice the improvements from the start to the end of the process. Cross-reference with the original image to ensure accuracy. Sign off on the image once all corrections are made. Export the image in the desired format, such as PDF. Conclude by showcasing the final refined image.